I don't want to be serious.
Mean mug the camera, Eric.
All business today.
Which camera? Okay.
We joked a couple episodes ago that next time we recorded, we were going to be all business up front. So let's do it.
All serious.
That's fine. I didn't know if you started recording already the way you were talking. Oh.
Dave is always recording us.
Okay.
Guys, we're already not being all business.
I'm
Welcome
sorry.
to the Cabin Podcast. My name is Audio Dave.
My name's Eric Paulson.
And I'm Susan Foch.
The Cabin is the official podcast of Discover Wisconsin, and we're on YouTube. Check us out at, I don't know, what's the link?
It's the Discover Wisconsin channel
bad at
on
this.
YouTube. And look for the Cabin Podcast playlist.
Are we a lot more fun when
We're
we're
so
just screwing
bad at being
around?
serious.
Forget the seriousness.
What are
Well,
we doing today?
Well, I will stop you from a serious note because Discover Wisconsin is also a facet of Discover Media Works. And Discover Media Works has a whole new shebang, a new kit and caboodle,
Wow.
A new show?
a new show.
That's much more descriptive than what you said.
Because we're really bad at being serious, you guys.
Wait, is this a show or a kid in caboodle?
Or a shebang.
Or
Or
a
a shebang.
thingamajig or a whatcha-whoozits?
It's all of the above.
Okay.
There we go. It is
So the
called
answer is E. Okay.
E, all of the above. It's all about our friends to the west. It is our Uncover Idaho,
Ooh.
which is very exciting if you love the great outdoors, particularly love the mountains, you love some more snowy activities. So make sure before they come out with some really great episodes, go check them out on social. Head over to Instagram at just Uncover Idaho.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Get all the Idaho goodness.
I won't even do my potato joke, so. Okay. Oh, you can follow them too at Uncover Idaho, right?
Yes.
On Instagram and all that stuff?
Yep.
And of course, the Cabin Pod on Instagram. You should be following us.
You should be if you're not following us on Instagram, like I don't know what you're doing.
Right? What are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with
You
your
know
life?
what you're doing with your life? You're hearing about La Crosse County because we are brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties
Whoa,
Association.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh. I'm trying to transition over here, and yes, I needed my music. Cabin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Counties Association, and this week we're featuring La Crosse County, which lies alongside the Mississippi River ever so gently, flanked to the right by beautiful bluffs. It's the largest city. La Crosse is the largest city on Wisconsin's western border. Also, La Crosse County, I do believe, is the most populated county bordering the Mississippi.
Oh.
In Wisconsin. It has about 100,000 people in the county. And I think that's the only county even close to 100 grand over on that side. So La Crosse also, big college town, regional technology and medical hub, and the home of Quick Trip and Train air conditioners and a lot more cool stuff.
Lots of stuff.
So the name came from Lieutenant Zebulon Pike, who recorded the location's name as Prairie La Crosse, because he was witnessing some Native Americans playing a game with sticks that resembled a bishop's crozier, or lacrosse in French. And also the Black Lacrosse and Mississippi Rivers all converge in the county and in the city, making it particularly beautiful. And of course, a big landmark there, I should say, is Granddad Bluff, which Father James Lloyd Breck of the Episcopal Church, he did the first Christian liturgy on top of Granddad Bluff back in 1850. So there's a monument on top of there that commemorates that event. And, of course, a beautiful scenic overlook, easy parking, some great walkways, and the views from up there are just absolutely beautiful. So between that and Norskadalen, which is closer to Coon Valley in the eastern edge, southeastern corner of La Crosse County, highly suggest you get over there and enjoy the natural beauty.
I still can't get over the name Lieutenant Zebulon Pike.
That's a name.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi book.
That's
I love it.
That's
Zeb
a
for
strong
short.
name.
Yeah.
They called him Zeb.
Awesome.
Zeb for sure.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, friends,
Yes.
it's time. It's Eric's favorite part
Drinky,
of the
drinky
whole
time.
show because we are also sponsored by Jolly Good Soda. Ready?
Yes.
Set.
Hold on. I got to get the mic over here. Ready?
One,
two.
2, 3. Ooh, not on the computer.
I should have learned my lesson about the root beers.
We all should have learned our lessons about these Jolly Goods.
Ah, the cream soda.
Jolly Good Soda is available in 6 and 12 packs in select flavors at Festival Foods, Woodman's, Sendik's, Piggly Wiggly, Triggs, and Quality Foods. And if you cannot find Jolly Good at your local store, you head over to the manager and you're like, you know what? Because I have to be better at phrasing this in a more positive light, Dave. You say, do you know what it would really enhance my quality of life, my happiness at this store, making this like a more like dedicated loyalty to the store if you had Jolly Good Soda? And then they buy it. And then
Or
they
you
stock
could
it.
say, you know what would make you more money with happier customers who would provide you with more revenue?
That's probably the better way
much
to word
better
it.
way.
Get Jolly
say-
Good up in here. Yeah.
Than what I said. And if you are watching on YouTube, you can tell that all three of us are enjoying their diet line, which has got caffeine-free, 0 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugars. Perfect summer drink, honestly. So, and make sure to stay up to date on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at all of their accounts for their fun promotions at Jolly Good Soda.
Awesome.
Let's light it.
Let's light this fire.
All right, so now that we are into August, Wisconsinites get that urge to squeeze out the last life of summer, hang on to that last official month. And for a lot of us, that means knocking off some summer activities that are on our bucket list that we won't get to try until next year. And one of those happens to be water skiing for a lot of people. Not myself. I haven't really ever successfully water skied, and after a certain point it just became too embarrassing to keep trying. But maybe someday that's in my future.
You know what we need, Audio Dave, are some experts who can help us discuss this topic.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wherever shall they be?
I don't know. It sounds like
Maybe
we
in
should
that
get some
computer
other
screen right there.
professionals.
Oh, there we go.
And so joining us today from the Webfooters are Shay and Sam. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
We're doing really well on the super serious note today. But we're very excited to have both of you. So you both are members of the Webfooters Wisconsin Waterski team, which what a alliteration, beautiful team name for you all.
Gotta like your W's.
We like those W's. So can you both quickly tell us, how long both of you have been on the team, what really drove you to your love of water skiing, and what really the Webfooters is for anyone who doesn't know?
Well, I have been on the team for 8 years. I grew up water skiing with my family, with my parents, kind of just been a generational sport for us. There's so many wonderful things about it that we can get into, but it's multi-generational, which is awesome. We have skiers from 3 to 53, and then tons of other family members helping in different aspects, which is awesome. We're all about shows and performing and being involved in the community and teaching kids and water safety and kind of just all around family oriented.
And speaking of community, did we mention where you guys based out of?
So we're in Fremont, Wisconsin, which is in Wapaka County on
along the Wolf River.
on the Wolf River near Partridge Lake.
Nice.
Awesome.
So you ski on the Wolf River a lot?
Absolutely.
I mean, I've seen it on the Wisconsin River a lot and lakes and everything like that. I always thought of the Wolf River as like fishing and tubing and relaxing, lazy times. Water skiing is none of those things.
None of those things.
Water skiing is exciting and fun and sometimes crazy, sometimes showy. Often with me, it's health insurance claims.
Perhaps.
But so, wow, skiing on the Wolf River, that's cool. So,
Yeah.
Obviously with water skiing in general, there's a lot of different styles and kinds of it. But I just, from my own brain, would love to get the background of the Webfooters first.
Sure.
Who you are, what you guys do, and why.
Yeah. And your background, Sam.
Yes.
Yeah, so I would probably be, as the longest running member of the club, I've been on the club actually for 36 years.
Wow.
Wow.
The club started in, I believe it was 1974, 1976, and I started in 86. And I've been skiing ever since. And, my history with the club is I came past when I was 10 years old on the boat, and we watched one of the shows, and I thought, that looks really, really cool. And I thought, oh man, an organization like this, they're going to force you to try out. You got to have these special skills. And none of it is true. We're looking for, new members. We could even probably teach you, Dave, how to ski. I mean, I would challenge you to come down to Fremont, and I can almost guarantee within an hour we would be able to teach you how to ski no matter what your background is.
Might have to take you up on that.
I was say I'll take you up on that too because I've never been water skiing ever. So it is a
Really?
bucket list item for me, which is where so many of my questions for water skiers 101 came from because they were all out of a selfish place.
You grew up in Door County,
I know.
practically surrounded by
I know.
very water skiable water.
Very water skiable water, but I haven't done it, which is why I'm so excited to talk to
Wow.
our guests about that. But first, to Eric's point, can you tell us a little bit more about the Webfooters?
Yeah, so we're a not-for-profit, youth organization. There's individuals like myself that have been on the team forever, and we have a lot of young skiers that, we teach teamwork, communication, community, anything we can to make them better overall people. And we have a lot of fun doing it at the same time. Some of the uniqueness that Shay had talked about the Webfooters is you could be skiing alongside of, in some of the pyramids, I have a 16-year-old holding alongside of me at the base of the pyramids, and there's, 3 tiers of people up above me. And, it's a completely different dynamic than, at work where you're used to just working back and forth with adults, where I trust this 14, 15-year-old person alongside of me, skier alongside of me, as much as I trust any adult. And we're kind of holding each other's, I don't want to say lives in our hands, but to a certain extent, want to take care of each other out there.
Totally
trust
different
is
dynamic
important.
than like high school, college, youth sports, and things like that, where it's all peer interaction. It's super, super strong, like multi-generational communication.
That's
Wow.
impressive. So you learn how to do a pyramid on day 1, right?
Day 2.
Day 2. Okay.
Day 2.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I
Yes,
see. Okay.
yes.
See, Dave,
Day 1 is introductions and HR paperwork.
Insurance.
see, Dave,
Yeah.
1 hour you're on skis, the next day you're on a pyramid.
Yeah.
You-
Wow.
Amazing
Good teachers, I
progression.
guess.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you know what? Let's start there. Let's start with anyone who's listening that's like me that has literally never water skied before. What would I need to know before I get on the water for the first time? Like, how do I prepare?
What kind of skis? Are they
Yeah, what
like
kind
snow
of skis?
skis or are they
Yeah.
special skis? Was this named after a Polish surname originally? Water ski. There's all kinds of questions that we have about water skiing because I've done it some, and it's challenging,
Yeah.
especially when my friends are driving the boat and their only goal is to toss me around at 60 miles an hour. So, yeah, just anything like if somebody says, I want to learn how to water ski, I want some equipment, what do they need to know?
I mean, honestly, my biggest recommendation would be to find a team by you. There's teams all over Wisconsin. There is, what did we have, 29 teams at state last weekend, and there's probably a handful more that don't compete, so in the 30s for sure, scattered all across the state. So a quick Google search of water ski team near your city is going to pull something up. And then from what we can tell in our communication with other clubs is just about every ski team has at least one learn to ski day in the summer. And I know for us, we do that, and we get 80 to 100 skiers through in a morning, and it's a $10 insurance fee, and we get you everything else you need to do. And honestly, that's probably the safest and most surefire way to get yourself up on skis.
Oh my gosh, 100 people a day.
Wow.
Wow. That's intense.
And I think part of that might be because we only have a limited amount of season here for that.
True.
And we do snow skiing in the winter. Mm-hmm. And what is your season? Like with Webfooters, when you get out there, when do you start? I mean, do you kind of start in March and April and wear a wetsuit, or do you wait until the water's a little warmer in May and June? Or
So with our season now, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but our season starts in January-ish. And
Okay.
so we start on land, not in the water.
Indoors
Sure.
in a
Yeah.
gym.
So we'll start in the gym, and we'll start doing some of the basics and some of the climbing, and working together as a group. And then slowly, when we get closer to May and the water starts warming up and the temps start warming up, we'll start hitting the water.
And then that'll run for organized skiing, that'll run through the last weekend in August for us. I know a lot of us individually will carry that into as far as we can push it. But
Absolutely.
Webfooters goes
water
May to
stays
August on
warm.
the water.
Water stays warmer into the fall for a while, right? Usually,
Oh, yeah.
September.
October runs are
often,
usually
yeah.
my favorites.
Nice. And so you mentioned like practicing the climbs and stuff like that. Give us a little glimpse into like what the competition aspect of this sport looks like. Are you kind of doing new routine? Can I call it a routine? What's the term there?
So our entire show is scored. So the
Okay.
basis of our whole team is performing shows at home in Fremont for our community. But then come tournament time, ourselves and every other team in the state that competes will bring our full run show in 60 minutes to a tournament. And it'll be judged on everything from what the acts were doing, how many people, what they look like, how well they're performed, costumes, makeup, announcing, what's going on stage, everything down to if people are standing on the dock smiling versus talking to each other is scored. So every little action is scored in its own category, and that's pulled together to a total of team scores.
That sounds as intense as like Olympic gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they hold up numbers and everything like
Yeah.
after swim meets or something?
I also wouldn't have pictured the makeup aspect being that you're on the water.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's the appearance and kind of the glitter and glam is definitely part of it. We'll have glittery spandex full costumes and our hair's all done and waterproof makeup and
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. What a show.
I was going to say at some point you hit the water and that gets undone, right? I mean,
You would think.
Not if they're doing their jobs right, I
I,
guess.
for one, I never put makeup on before water sports. I don't know about y'all.
Oh, goodness. Okay, yeah. Tell us just more about these competitions. So that's how it's scored. I mean, I'm presuming I know you guys are champion water skiers. Like, what has been one of your favorite shows that you got to perform?
You go ahead. You've had quite a few.
Oh, I would say there are a couple shows. You know, I go back to when I first started as a kid when I was 10, and we did a show. It was called Christmas in July. And that was a really, really fun show that we did. And then you fast forward to some of the shows we've done recently, and, you know, it seems like each year the production of the shows get better and better. And like this year, especially with my wife and our kids both on the team, having everyone out there and skiing together, you know, the shows are fun. This year's show is Pan, centered kind of around a Peter Pan, Neverland type theme. And it's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
It's quite well done. Our stage team has done a phenomenal job. It's a full entertainment from the land to the water.
So this is really a performing art at this level,
Yeah.
except you're on the water. It's kind of like how hockey is really cool because they do all the crazy stuff they do, but they're on skates. In water ski shows, you're doing all that you're doing in a performing arts sense, but on the water with these long skis attached to you, and that makes it harder to do everything. Talking some
So-
serious degrees of difficulty here.
Yeah.
Many. So how many like numbers do you perform in a show? How long is a show for a spectator?
So we have 14 acts in our show, and that'll be things from pyramids, jumpers, swivel skiers, barefooters, doubles, couples, pretty much different creative things as we can put together in 60 minutes. You know, we try to use everyone on our team in some aspect. We'll have beginner kids who are, you know, maybe not quite at that level yet, and they'll be helping in a stage act or topping in a conventional doubles or something like that to, you know, the basically pros who are doing flips over the ramp and all the crazy things like that. So then at home we stretch our show out to be about an hour and a half. But yeah, in competition we have a hard 60-minute cutoff.
Wow.
How many people are on the Webfooters team?
Skiers, we have roughly around 60 skiers, roughly. But then you add in support staff because you have 7 boats between towboats and pickup boats and pontoon barges. And so we probably have close to 90 all said and done.
Including, you know,
Oh my gosh.
sound and background.
Yeah.
And I mean, down to even the people who run our concession stand. And
Wow.
just for perspective, at teams that compete at our level, our team is actually quite small as far as skiing numbers. You'll have teams in bigger cities with, Janesville's got upwards of 100 on the water,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
easily 100, 150.
And yeah, they perform on the Rock River.
Yep.
You perform on the Wolf River. Are the Browns Lake Aqueducts in your? They're
Yes.
part of that. I've seen them on Brown Lake in Burlington. do most of these ski show groups perform on rivers or lakes, or is it kind of even?
I'd say it's spread out.
Yeah,
There's a lot more on rivers than I thought there would be, which is why I'm a little surprised.
The rivers offer the most protection from the weather, the wind, and you can control your boat traffic a little bit more. But, when it comes to water ski teams, you ski wherever you have an available site. And so if that's a lake, then you make do with a lake. And if it's a river, if you're lucky enough to ski in the river like we do, you absolutely love it because you've got a very controlled area to ski.
I mean, you're in a good location in Fremont. You have the river nearby. You have the chain of lakes around Wapaka, and you have Lake Winnebago and Butamore, which is a pretty nice big lake in itself, not far from you. So you have your choice too.
Yeah, we have a neighbor ski team friend in Wapaka that skis on the chain down there. So they got their whole separate team, 20 minutes down the road from us. There's another team on the Wolf River up more closer to Green Bay. So we got little ski friend teams all over, and we'll help each other out. And
do they ever poach people from the other teams?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to ask about that, friendly rivalries and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
We got a reality show coming on the way.
Someone call Netflix.
So, Sam, I have to imagine that with all those different kind of roles in the competition, you've probably filled a lot of those roles. Do you have a favorite that you've done?
Oh, let's see here. I would say the favorite role would be any role that we're skiing where my entire family is out there. And I'm going back to the whole family thing that I mentioned earlier. But, one of my favorite acts in the show, we call it Big Act. And it's where we put the most people on the water at one time. So in that act, I'm out with my daughter, and she comes off the dock on my shoulders. And, I lift her up, and I'm kind of putting her in some moves above my head. My son is on a different person's shoulders that takes off from a different dock, and my wife is out swiveling, where she's on a slalom ski that kind of goes frontwards and backwards. And so as soon as my daughter and I come off the dock, I'll look up and I'll say, "Hey, Calla, how's Mom doing?" And she'll take a swing her head back, and she'll like, "Okay, Mom made it, we're doing good." And then we're coming around the corner, and she's looking back, and she's checking how my son Marcus is doing, and she's like, "Ooh, Marcus and Brenda made it, so we're good." So I mean, it's really cool because, as a parent, to be able to compete side by side with your kids on the water. I don't sit in the bleachers and watch. I mean, it's participating side by side. It's really, really cool.
I mean, I remember Calla's first four high was Melissa and Steph were second, I was third, and she was up top, and you and Matt were down there. Like, full family pyramid.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
It's a family affair. Very good. And I like big acts, and I cannot lie. So you have these shows. I'm glad you both got that. So you have these shows now for people to come check it out. How often are they? And, is there admission fees? What are we talking here?
Beginning of June.
It sounds to me like
August.
you have a budget to maintain all this stuff. So
beginning of June to end of August, Sundays and Wednesdays. So that puts us at 30 shows in a summer, and they are entirely free. So some of we do fundraising in a lot of creative ways. We sell raffle tickets. We work Packer games for Lambeau. We sell concessions. We have a wonderful, wonderful partnership with Mercury Marine, who helps us a lot with our motors. Fantastic sponsor, but absolutely free to the public.
That's great. And twice a week in the season. You got a weekend show and a midweek show.
Yep. Shows start at 6:00, and like Shay had said earlier, they go for roughly about an hour and a half.
And then you said there's about 12 to 14 acts in each show?
Yeah.
And a big variety of stuff. Now, I would imagine if you're going up on pyramids and everything, that requires some serious core work and balance. Is there a lot of yoga and stuff being done by members?
Honestly, our team probably doesn't do enough off season as far as that. But I would say the biggest thing is trust more than physical. I mean, the physical stuff you can learn. Mm-hmm. The mental work is probably a bigger hurdle for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. That's what helps starting indoors and in the gym. We try to do a lot of team bonding. Longevity helps with that too. The longer you're around the people and getting to know them, outside of skiing, and just trusting that you're gonna do your job and they're gonna do theirs, and either it's going to work or it isn't. And if it isn't, you're going to try it again.
I like it. So do you guys ever do like casual fun water skiing by yourselves? Like if you're having like a fun, just like relaxing weekend, or is this more like a, your structured activity?
I mean, I would say both.
Okay.
As far as team stuff goes, we definitely have a little bit of both. There's a lot of kids and adults who will take some chill practices and go just have a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
As far as us, a lot of families will do some of their own boating or skiing on the weekends and in free time. But I know, there's a lot of, free time is training time sometimes for some of us, but there's a lot of downtime that'll just be hangout family boat time for sure.
Yeah, with the ages of, once again, with my kids, they'll take any opportunity. When we have the boat out on the weekend, they absolutely love to ski. And we talked about the Wolf River earlier, and one of the cool things about the Wolf River is we can hop on the Wolf River on a Friday and ski all the way to Oshkosh, which is 26 miles away if you want, and it's an absolute blast. And so one of the you think about hidden gems is the fact that you do have this really long river that you've got really great water, and then you go into the lakes and you can continue to ski if you want to.
I mean,
What did Sam just call it?
I didn't want to interrupt him.
You used one of our favorite phrases.
We had to use our hidden gem.
Yes, we love it.
And so you can literally, that's like a water ski marathon, a 26 mile, which would be crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing is, water skiing, I mean, you have to have really strong legs that can deal with potential fatigue if you're going for a long way. Mm-hmm. And every time I've been water skiing, that was the thing. Your quads hurt afterwards if you don't do it a lot. And do you have any just water ski tips for people? Because a lot of people don't know how to get up initially. I can't tell you how many times they were going full speed. I'm holding on for dear life, and that lurch forward, I had to go get my arms back. Twice. What are some key tips for aspiring water skiers?
Yeah, like the people like me.
Couple of do's and a couple of don'ts to remember.
I mean, first, right off the top of my head is have someone who knows what they're doing in the boat. Because if your driver doesn't know what they're doing, you don't got a chance.
You hear that, Dad? It's your fault.
It's not like other sports, basketball, running, anything else where you're completely in control of yourself. You're putting your body behind the wheel of someone with a lot of horsepower. So you want to make sure that they're safe and they know what they're doing and that this is being done before the booze cruising happens. But besides that,
if you have buddies who love to throw you under the bus, don't let them drive the boat.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. So like a good maybe 25, 30 miles an hour is a good starting speed. Get you up and going, and then they crank it up a little faster, or
that's pretty hot. That's really hot.
Oh God, I backed it off a few miles an hour. My friends are jerks.
You got bad friends.
Your friends are jerks.
Okay, so you're saying maybe 20 is a good starting speed?
Teens?
Yeah,
teens?
17.
Okay.
18, yeah.
And I mean, depending on the size
That's
of the...
good to know.
Yeah. Depending on the size of the person, if it's a average size kid, 15, 16 miles an hour.
This is more than enough.
And, if you're just breaking down the basics of starting to water ski, knees bent, arms straight. Yep. Arms nice and straight, knees bent.
Skis perpendicular to the water while you're waiting for the slack.
Yep.
You're sitting in an imaginary chair and you let the boat do the rest.
Yep.
If the boat is yanking the rope out of your arms and you're flying out of your skis, they're going too fast.
That would be Eric's
Noted.
place.
Okay.
Yes, I like it.
I'm excited. I get to actually quote more John Candy moments from the Great Outdoors. So
And we've done that.
we
did
have
Great
been talking
Outdoors
about
in,
that a lot.
We did Great Outdoors as our theme in 2014.
I should have been
nice.
there.
Awesome.
Unbelievable.
Our clown act, we sent a guy over the jump looking like he had no idea what he was doing. And yeah, total spin off the movie.
Wow.
Do you always have a clown act?
Yes.
Oh.
We have some sort of comedy act every year.
Oh, that's
Nice.
fun.
Yeah. That's actually part of the state scoring. Tournament scoring is a comedy act.
This is a lot. You gotta look good. You gotta have sequins.
Yeah.
You gotta do whatever. You also gotta be funny.
I thought this was just about skiing.
We're learning so much today.
Skilled water skiing, but we're talking clowns. They can use the river water to refill their squirting flowers and all their. Can't get your horns wet, you know. Honk, honk.
My gosh.
Yeah, and the pro show that used to run in Wisconsin Dells, Tommy Bartlett, had this longtime famous Aqua the Clown, a literal clown who would go, stop at the top of the ramp and then jump himself off the jump. Pretty iconic.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So exciting. All right. Well, so do you guys when is your last show of the season? So if people want to come out and see like one last thing of the Webfooters in 2021, where can they catch you? And also where can they follow along on social?
Yeah, so Facebook page, Webfooters Waterski Show Team. Instagram is at Webfooters. Website is webfooters.org. Pretty much find us anywhere. Last show is August 29th, Sunday. Our Learn to Ski Day is August 22nd, which is also a Sunday. All of that is website, Facebook page.
I think we know where Dave and I will be on August 22nd.
Yeah.
Just learning how to ski.
I'm going to bring
Absolutely.
the camera.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
We're going to leave the GoPros in the studio. Thank you so much.
Very nice.
Oh my gosh. Well, Shay and Sam, thank you so much for joining us in the cabin today and teaching us a lot about water skiing, both from the novice perspective and from the competitive perspective. We definitely learned a lot.
Yeah, the water ski show element.
The show,
wow.
yeah. I think that blew all of our minds.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Sounds good.
Thank
you
you
very
so
much,
much.
guys.
Bye. Very cool stuff.
I wouldn't have anticipated any of that.
Yeah.
I would not have anticipated all the makeup and hair stuff and the clown stuff and the performance stuff and
Yeah.
12 to 14 acts in a show. I mean, like I said, I've seen the Brown Lake Aqueducts. Actually, we did it for the Discover Wisconsin show. And, they had a couple of acts and it was really cool to see, but I didn't know it was that extensive.
I also liked their faces when you said, do you start on the water in May
25,
and June? And they were January.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the boats,
speed.
boat speeds.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. No, that was super fun. So Dave, I
Some
think
scores to settle.
August 22nd,
Yeah.
you know where we'll be.
See, I just the problem when I was growing up trying to learn was I just kept getting taller and taller, and my fall kept getting longer and longer, and then just at a certain point, I gave up. But maybe it's time to try again.
Yeah, you're probably fully grown by now, right?
Hope
Maybe.
so.
So you should be used to it now. All right. The cabin is brought to you in part by Visit Oshkosh. You know why?
We love
Because
Oshkosh.
you should visit Oshkosh.
'Cause you should
It's
visit
26
Oshkosh.
river miles from Fremont, where the Webfooters are.
We learned that one today.
Apparently, you can water ski all the way down there. And of course, Oshkosh has a lot of wide open, great waters for water skiing or tubing or floating or fishing or any water sports.
They have a lot of great summer activities in Oshkosh.
They do. Well, I mean, it's right on Lake Butamore. Everybody knows that. They drive over the 41 bridge over that thing, which is huge. And then the Fox River winds down through the city, right through the heart of downtown, out into Lake Winnebago. So, if you love water sports, you've got some great shoreline and opportunity to just do whatever you want on the water.
I do believe one of Oshkosh's nicknames is the city on the water,
It should be.
and for good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Oshkosh, of course, home to UW Oshkosh, the alma mater of Susan and my mom. Different years.
And I would hope so. I mean, I'm secretly 85, so maybe.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe it works out.
Yeah. I still love how I pegged your middle name on accident, Marge. Yeah. It's a very artistic city. Of course, that happens when you're in a college town. The Payne Museum in the old mansion, beautiful place to check out art. But right downtown, they have the Mini Mural Project, which is an outdoor gallery of about 20 unique outdoor murals that are scattered around the downtown area. They have one of the largest sundials in the country there, too, right downtown, because if your phone's not on, you don't know what time it is, you can use the sundial, right? Menominee Park and Menominee Park Zoo, obviously the zoo's in the park, right on Lake Winnebago. That's a beautiful setting. Lots to do in the park. Great variety of animals to check out, explore, and learn about in the zoo. And the whole park lights up big time in September when they do the holiday lights. I mean, hundreds of thousands.
September.
of lights. December. Did I say September?
Yeah, for the holiday lights, yes.
Yeah, well, it's in December.
Well-
Had a good start.
I lied
because
too.
they're
It's in
all
December.
running on sundials.
Yeah. That's very true. So yeah, I mean, all the great stuff, all the great fishing, cruises on the water, on the Luz cruises. Tell me about those, Susan.
So I loved this. This happened the last year that I was at Miss Wisconsin. We kicked off because Miss Wisconsin is also in Oshkosh, that's their host city, and so
Every year.
Every year.
Okay.
And so in June, it's usually over Father's Day weekend is finals. And we did the On the Luz cruises, which was so fun. So just more Lake Winnebago activities. We did the whole thing at sunset. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Good date night from the sound of it.
Absolutely.
Want to take your date to the drive-in? You can do that too. Get a nice burger and a shake and a malt off a tray at Artie and Ed's Drive-In, which is in full view of Lake Winnebago, right off US 45 in the south side of town.
And then after that, you could head to a brewery.
Yes, you can. Bare Bones, Fox River Brewing, Fifth Ward, a couple others. There's a lot of options there. And I just love this little tidbit. The Mine Shaft opened a huge place in Oshkosh, right by where EAA is, and reportedly has the world's largest claw machine game.
I love that.
And
Nice.
that drew me
Yeah.
in. I got pictures of it.
I love it. I was going to say, if you guys can't tell, we love Oshkosh, especially in the summertime.
I do indeed.
And another message from our friends at Focus on Energy. We are, the script says we are entering our summer season. We're kind of into the summer season by now.
We're wrapping up the summer season.
It's still always very important to keep cool and save. And did you know that as much as half of the energy used in your home goes to heating and cooling? Well, our friends at Focus on Energy provided a few tips for AC maintenance to help keep costs down and increase energy efficiency. Good tip, get an annual preseason checkup or mid-season checkup.
End of season checkup.
Or a preseason checkup for your heater.
Get ready for winter.
Yeah.
Your
prep.
whole HVAC system needs a
Start
checkup.
looking at that for a preseason checkup. At this point, if your AC's going all right, my opinion is kind of let her ride, baby. But
Let it ride.
know.
Hey, you just bought a home. You should know these things, Dave.
Yeah. I will definitely get that preseason checkup next year, though. And if you need a professional to take a look at your AC system, Focus on Energy can help you find a qualified contractor and cash incentives. Just look under the Trade Ally tab on focusonenergy.com. And also, you can find more tips at the focusonenergy.com/blog and save those dollars to enjoy and discover Wisconsin.
So we did talk a lot about the fact that water skiing, huge workout, huge sport, which is great for our review of the week, which is literally titled Best Workout Programs from Apple Podcasts.
Is it titled Best Workout Programs, or was that the user?
Oh.
That's what I was confused about.
I read that backwards. It is titled Ready, Set, Adventure by Best Workout Programs, to which...
That's the name of the person?
That's the name. That was the name under the review, to which you got to help us out here, Best Workout Programs. Who are you? What is your workout?
What are these workout programs? Do tell.
Help us.
Maybe they involve water skiing. You never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need help in that area. At least I'll speak just for myself. Your review is, this is amazing. They will give you day trips across the state to eat, drink, and explore. Heck yeah, we will. Day trips, weekend trips.
Heck yeah.
RV trips.
I like the succinctness of it.
All the trips.
Thank you, Best Workout Programs.
Yes, best workout programs.
And let us know about these workout programs.
Yeah.
Well, these names just get more and more interesting on these reviews, don't they? Wow.
Yes.
All right. Well, make sure you join us next week. Once again, we'll have a fascinating, fun topic, and we'll be less serious, I promise. And as we get ready to wind things down, a message here from the All of Us Research Program. Insulin, penicillin, the heart transplant. All of these medical breakthroughs were thanks to research. Research made possible with the help of volunteers. And that's where you come in. The All of Us Research Program is asking for people from across the U.S. to share their unique health information. Because the more data researchers have, the faster they can find the next health breakthrough. But there can be no breakthroughs without research. And there's no research without you. Details at joinallofus.org/discoverwi.
Today's episode of The Cabinet was hosted by Eric Paulson, Dave Janis, and me, Susan Foch, with guest hosts of Sam Benjamin and Shay Landsberg. Produced by me and Audio Dave, and video editing by Cooper Steele, and social media by me and Courtney Haas. The Cabinet is a production brought to you by Discover Media Works. To learn more, head to discovermediaworks.com, and don't forget to leave us a review.